Imagine this. You're standing in a glittering ballroom, crystal chandeliers sparkling overhead, champagne flowing, and the entire company cheering your name for closing the biggest deal of the year. Your heart is full, your future feels unstoppable. Then your phone vibrates. One text, two words that rip your world apart. You're fired. Hey friends, if you're watching this, pull up a chair because today I'm sharing the raw, unbelievable true story that started with that exact nightmare and ended with a $39 million corporate collapse. If you've ever been betrayed by people you trusted, or felt like the system was rigged against you, this one's for you. Stick around till the end. I promise the comeback will hit you right in the feels. And if this story fires you up even a little, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss these real-life stories of resilience. Let's dive in. My name is Elena Ramirez. For 12 years I poured my soul into Apex Dynamics, a mid-sized tech firm that promised innovation but ran on fear and favoritism. I started as a junior analyst right out of college, working late nights while raising my daughter Sophia as a single mom. I believed in the mission. I believed in my boss, Marcus Hale, the charismatic CEO who always had a pat on the back and a big vision. He called me his secret weapon. I closed deals that saved quarters, mentored young talent, and even skipped Sophia's school plays so I could fly across the country for client meetings. Loyalty wasn't just a word for me, it was my identity. The night everything shattered was supposed to be my crowning moment. The annual Apex Gala at the Grand Meridian Hotel. I wore a deep emerald gown I had saved for months to buy. Simple but elegant, the kind that made me feel like I finally belonged in those marble halls. Colleagues hugged me, toasting the $18 million contract I had just landed. Marcus raised his glass across the room and winked. For the first time in years, I let myself breathe. I thought, this is it. Stability for Sophia, maybe even a promotion. Then my phone buzzed in my clutch. I stepped aside near the dessert table, expecting a proud text from my mom watching Sophia back home. Instead, it was from our. The message was cold, clinical, and devastating. Effective immediately, your employment with Apex Dynamics is terminated. Return all company property. Do not return to the office. Legal will be in touch. My knees nearly buckled. The string quartet played on. Laughter echoed around me. I stared at the screen, reading it again and again, as if the words might rearrange into something less cruel. Fired. By text. At the gala I had helped organize. Tears burned my eyes, but I refused to let them fall in front of everyone. I slipped out to the balcony, the cool night air hitting my face like a slap. My hands shook as I called Marcus. Straight to voicemail. I texted him. What is this? After everything. No reply. Ever. The drive home was a blur. Sophia, only 10 at the time, met me at the door in her pajamas, holding a handmade card that said, "Congratulations, Mommy." I hugged her tight and lied that I was just tired. Inside, my world was crumbling. How would I pay the mortgage? Sophia's tuition, the medical bills from my mother's recent hospital stay. I felt small, disposable, utterly alone. That night I cried in the shower so Sophia wouldn't hear, the water mixing with tears as I whispered, "What did I do wrong?" The next morning brought the real gut punch. My access card didn't work. Colleagues who had toasted me the night before suddenly didn't know anything. Rumors spread that I had leaked confidential info. Lies, all of it. But the worst was discovering why. Marcus had been skimming client funds for years, using creative accounting to hide it. My big contract had uncovered discrepancies I innocently flagged in an email weeks earlier. Instead of fixing it, they cut me loose to silence any questions. I wasn't just fired, I was a threat. Anger replaced the shock. Deep, burning anger mixed with fear. I spent nights on the couch, laptop glowing, gathering every email, every report, every suspicious transaction I could access before they wiped my accounts. Friends told me to let it go. Big companies always win, they said. My mom worried I'd spiral into depression. But Sophia looked at me one evening and said, "Mommy, you're the strongest person I know. You fight for me every day." That little voice lit a fire. I wasn't just fighting for my job anymore. I was fighting for every loyal employee who had ever been discarded like yesterday's trash. I hired a lawyer on contingency, Rachel Torres, a sharp, no-nonsense woman who had seen too many stories like mine. "This is bigger than wrongful termination," she said after reviewing my files. "This smells like fraud." We filed suit quietly at first, seeking damages for emotional distress, lost wages, and retaliation. But the deeper we dug, the uglier it got. Whistleblower tips trickled in from former colleagues who had also been silenced. Hidden accounts, inflated valuations, investors misled to the tune of millions. My case became the thread that could unravel the whole sweater. The legal battle was brutal. Depositions where Marcus stared daggers at me, claiming I was unstable and disloyal. Nights I lay awake wondering if I'd lose everything, my savings drained, Sophia's future uncertain. There were moments of doubt so heavy I almost dropped the suit. One particularly dark evening, after a brutal court hearing, I sat on the floor of our small apartment eating cold cereal for dinner because I couldn't afford groceries that week. Sophia crawled into my lap and whispered, "Even if we have to move, we'll be okay together." Her trust broke me and rebuilt me at the same time. Then came the turning point. Our evidence reached federal regulators. Suddenly, Apex wasn't just defending against me, they were fighting the SEC. News vans appeared outside their headquarters. Stock plummeted. Partners pulled out. The $39 million collapse didn't happen overnight, but my lawsuit was the spark. One by one, executives resigned. Marcus was indicted. The company filed for bankruptcy protection, its empire of smoke and mirrors exposed. In the end, I didn't just win my case. The settlement was substantial, enough to secure Sophia's education, pay off debts, and start my own consulting firm focused on ethical leadership. But the real victory was deeper. I stood in that same courtroom months later as the judge read the final ruling, and for the first time, I felt seen. Validated. Powerful. Looking back, that humiliating text at the gala was the worst night of my life, but it forced me to find strength I never knew I had. I learned that loyalty should never be blind, that silence protects the wrong people, and that one person's courage can topple giants. To anyone watching who's facing their own firing, betrayal, or impossible fight, your pain is real, but it doesn't define your ending. Stand up. Gather your evidence. Lean on your people. The system only wins if you stay quiet. If Elena's story moved you, if it reminded you to fight for what's right, hit that like button and subscribe. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. In the comments, tell me, have you ever been blindsided like this? What's your comeback story? I read every single one. Remember, the best chapters often start on the darkest pages. See you in the next video. Stay strong out there.